Anyway, so we're going to be chatting with RefMusic208. He has a brand new single. First time on HopeJamz as well. He's live in Idaho. Let's get straight into it. How you doing, man?
What's up, bro? How's it going?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. RefMusic208. Just explain what your name means, man, because obviously for a lot of people, including myself when I first saw it, like, you know, what is it? What's behind it?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been putting out music for a while, just under the name Ref, which was R.E.F. It stood for Redeemed, Equipped, Forgiven. So, you know, it's probably been like, I don't know, 7 years that I've been putting out music under that alias. But this year, God kind of did some things with me, and I felt like I needed to go in a whole new direction, you know, musically and creatively altogether. And so, you know, the URL that you use for all your, you know, like your Facebook and your Twitter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Over the years, it had always been, you know, Facebook /RefMusic208, because Idaho, our zip code or whatever is 208. So it's just kind of repping my state. And so it had always been, you know, that's just what my links had always been. So I figured that I would change up the imagery and the you know, the marketing a little bit, and just change the stage name altogether and go in that new direction musically, as well as, you know, with marketing. So that's what the name's about.
Nice one. And tell us, man, how did you get into the scene?
I mean, I've been playing music. I've been in music, in Christian music specifically, for a long time. Like at this point, more than half my life. I started out playing bass guitar in a bunch of different punk rock bands. Coming up, like, punk rock was the scene that I was in, you know, and that was kind of like my family. Had a little bit of a rough upbringing, as most people do, I'm sure. But I found home in the punk rock scene. And so in that, eventually, I came to Christ. I found Jesus when I was about 13 years old. And from that point on, I'd already been interested in music. And so I was playing guitar, bass guitar in different punk rock bands. And then eventually I kind of started playing more metal music, was in a couple different Christian metal bands. And then where I'm at is like it's a real rural area, and there's just not really very many people in general, you know. What ended up happening was the last band I was in, it kind of fell apart or whatever, and all the members were all over the place with their faith and their beliefs, and people were, it was just kind of messy, you know.
Yeah.
And so I knew that God still wanted me to, you know, play music and reach people with music, but I can't sing, and I'm not a great guitar player in general. And so, you know, I'd always been into hip hop, and everybody always knew that, you know, hip hop was like a hidden passion of mine. And so eventually I just started writing some stuff and recording into my phone or whatever, just real humble and whatnot, not really trying to be anything or do anything great, just kind of trying to make music and see what would happen from it. And over time, you know, I started putting out some albums and started making a little bit of a name for myself. Ended up linking up with some brothers, made some music together, created a record label, and then the rest is all just kind of history.
Wow. So you've been doing it for quite some time, and it seems like across many different genres, and, you know, I mean, you definitely get in there. But I mean, now you've landed in the hip hop scene. That's a pretty dope thing, man. And then you're also a record label owner, right?
Right. Well, co-owner, I guess you would say. There's two of us. The other brother's Tay Lamar from the Chicago, Illinois area. We did a single together, and we just really connected and clicked. And so one day we're just talking, and we're like, dude, we should start doing more music together and try to create a label and just see what we can do, you know. And so we started God Squad Records. I believe it was 2000. Let's see, it's 2018. I believe it was probably 2015 or so, or no, 2012, I think, is when we started God Squad Records. And we've just been pushing ever since then, man. We've had you know, members come, members go. We've had members who've been there the whole way. But yeah, right now we're managing the label. I think we have 7 artists total. There's myself, Taylor Mar, Psalm, which I know you had on the show recently.
Yep.
He's from here in Idaho with me. Another brother, Jovi Harp, Verdell London, and Nine, and another dude named Gedanon. And so the 7 of us are just pushing this label, and really, I mean, it's a label, but at the end of the day, the gospel is like our main purpose and focus, you know what I mean? So some of us are putting out music, some of us are doing more behind the scenes with other ministries and whatnot, but you know, the 7 of us, we're just kind of brothers that are promoting and pushing each other through the label.
Yeah, that's a big operation then, like quite a few artists to keep on top of like all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
So music-wise then, like you said, you put out a few albums already. So this year, obviously, it's coming to an end, but what are you kind of moving towards now? You've got this one single that we're going to be playing later, but are you working on anything bigger at the moment, or is it just like a few singles?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been working on this will be the first album under the RefMusic208 name in general, you know what I'm saying? So I've put out, I think, 6 singles prior to this one, and all of them have had a crazy response, and I've seen God blessing, you know, the new push in a way that kind of blows me away. And so, yeah, I put out 6 singles prior to this one, so this will be the 7th. And really the way I'm operating this is I'm just dropping singles, and at the end I'm going to, you know, have a few extra tracks that are unheard and put the album together or whatever and drop it. So I was thinking that I was pretty well done, but I've been praying about it and thinking about it, and I've cut off a few of the tracks that I was going to put on the album, and I'm going to keep pushing forward. So I believe sometime next year the album will be complete. Still don't have a name for it or anything like that. I just operate, you know, one day at a time. So we'll see what comes of it. But yeah, I can say that right now I'm working on a new track with an artist that I'm not gonna say much about, just because everything hasn't come to, you know, fruition yet. but I'm working with an artist right now that, you know, I've looked up to for a long time, and so God's really kind of instrumented things together in a way that not only am I able to, you know, bless others with the music that he's given me, but I'm being blessed while making it, and so that's huge to me.
Yeah, man. Well, that's definitely a dope thing, man, and I'll be glad to hear that new one when it comes, man. So definitely keep me in tune with what's happening.